Good morning students. In the previous class we have seen how to transmit the data serially, the step-by-step procedure and what data to be loaded onto your TMOD register and how to write a program. So all these steps theoretically we have seen. In this session we are going to see a session on writing a program to transfer the data serially. So we can take one program, write a program for the 8051 to transfer letter Y serially at 4800 baud rate continuously. So here we need to identify the step. The first step is you have to load your TMOD register. So as we discussed, the TMOD register should be done with timer 1. Okay, it has to operate it with mode 2 operation. So to do so, we have to load the TMOD register. First we will see the structure of your TMOD register. The structure of TMOD register, it is a 8-bit data structure. So the first 4 bit stands for timer 0 and the next 4 bit stands for timer 1. So the timer 0 is unused when you are doing your serial communication programming. So you can put 0000. Whereas the timer 1 need to be operated with mode 2 as you are supposed to use 8-bit auto reload and you are going to use it in timer mode, so load it with 0 and the timer has to be run by means of your software, so put the gate pulse as 0. Therefore the data to be loaded onto your TMOD register is 20H. So you have to load your TMOD register with 20H. This will be your first instruction. Okay, next is your load. First TMOD is your first instruction. Next is you need to load your TH. What is the necessity of loading this TH? In the sense, you have to transmit the data serially at a baud rate of 4800. So for this 4800 you need to do the calculation. So the calculation is done how in timer, how we will identify the data to be loaded onto your TH or TL register. Likewise you need to calculate the TH register for 4800 baud rate. Then you have to load your SCON register. So the SCON register bit pattern is shown. So you are going to operate it with mode 1 and you are going to operate it with mode 1. So first to 1 0 1 0 1 and we are not going to establish any external communication to the microprocessor. So I am not going to use this particular bit, that is SM2, and receive bit is set to 1. So next 4 bits I am going to give 0 0 0 0. Why? Means the transmitting interrupt and the receiving interrupt, whatever it is available in SCON register, it is going to be checked by means of a software or by means of the program that is written. So no need of setting or resetting that particular bit externally. Next one, you have to load the data, that is according to this program you need to load the data Y in your serial buffer register. Then only it is possible for us to transmit the data. And next you have to run your timer run bit. Once the timer run bit is started, then it will start to check for your TI flag. TI is nothing but transmit interrupt flag, whether the data is getting transmitted or not. When the data is getting transmitted, so when the data transmitting process is going on, at that moment TI will be equal to 0. Once the data is completely transmitted, at that moment TI will be equal to 1. So till the data is transmitted, your TI flag will be checked. Once it is checked, then you have to clear your timer interrupt flag once the data has been transmitted. Then you need to view the output in serial window 1 and you have to repeat the steps from load file. So this is your TMOD register. So for this you are going to use your TMOD register and SCON. Whatever it is shown here, this portion it resembles your TMOD register and this portion it resembles your SCON register. Based on the data loaded in this bit pattern only, we need to load the data on TMOD and SCON. Next one, we'll write the program. So as a first step, TMOD is equal to #20 and also we have explained how to how we obtain this 20. Next tmod th1 comma hash 6. So after doing the calculation, we have opted for 8-bit auto reload, that is 8-bit auto reload. So we have opted with mode 2 operation. So in mode 2, 8-bit auto reload means the minimum count is going to be 00 and the maximum count is going to be ff. So this ff is going to be 256 and we are going to transmit the data at 4800 baud rate. So when you find the hexadecimal, 256 minus 4800 means it will give some negative value. For that, if you identify your hexadecimal value, you will be obtaining this th parameter. Next one, move scon comma 50. Since we are going to operate with a 8-bit one stop and return enable, your scon will be loaded with 50h as described in the previous page. Next one, set bit TR1. SETB means set bit. TR1. TR1 stands for run timer bit. So you are going to use the timer 1. Next, I want to load my data in SBuffer register because my transmitter will transmit the data only if the data is available in SBuffer register. Apart from that, if you are using here move a comma hash y, like this you are writing, and next you are going to check for your interrupt flag means it will not execute. Why? Because the transmitter used to transmit the data only if the data is available in your SBuffer register. That is why we have used to use this particular function, that is move SBuffer comma hash y. For this particular line, your data y will be, your SBuffer is loaded with the data y. This is the syntax for this particular instruction. Next one, I need to check for your transmit interrupt flag. Why I have to check my transmit interrupt flag? In the sense, I have to check whether the data is getting transmitted or not. So once the data got transmitted, your interrupt flag will be set. Until the data is getting transmitted, your interrupt flag will be checked in this particular line. So till ti is equal to 0. Till ti is equal to 0, this particular line will be executed. Once ti is equal to 1, once the data is transmitted, that means that your ti flag will be set. Once it is set, it will come out of this particular loop. After coming out of the loop, you have to clear your ti flag. Why? Because the ti flag has to be cleared so that you can transmit the next data. Then SJMP again. So again and again, this particular letter needs to be executed. For that sense, we are going to give the line SJMP again. When this line is executed, the control loop will transfer to this particular line, so that in your serial window, so you in Keil software, you have to go to view menu. So under this view menu, you will be having a serial window 1. So in this serial, if you click the serial window 1, then one screen will get appeared. Once the program is executed, you could see the output y. This complete screen will be loaded with the output called y. So this particular program, I'll make it as a software. I'll run this particular program in software and I'll show the output. So next, I wanted to write a program to transfer a word VTU. So in the previous program, we have written how to transmit a letter, that is only one letter Y, from your transmitting end to your receiving end. Here I wanted to transmit a word, that is VTU is the word that I want to transmit with a baud rate of 9600. So since it is a serial communication program, always you have to load your mode tmod with 20. It means that mode 2 operation under timer 1. Next line is going to be th1 comma hash minus 3. What is the meaning for this particular line? In the sense, you are going to operate the complete system with 9600 baud rate. That is where the data is getting transferred from transmitting end to your receiving end with a baud rate of 9600. So TH1 is loaded with -3. Next I want to load my SCON register. So SCON register under mode 1 8-bit of operation. In this SM2 is not used because we are not going to establish any serial communication with the external microprocessor. The next line will be you need to start your timer. Timer run bit TR1 is started because we prefer to use timer 1 in T-mode register, and also the same has been loaded with the baud rate also. So the timer 1 run bit only needs to be run. Once it is done, you have to load the data VTU. So to load the data VTU, you can use a temporary register, that is accumulator. So here move A comma hash V, then A call trans. A call trans in the sense I am going to call a subroutine which is named with a name called TRANS trans. Next I am again T I am going moved with to A. Then again I am going to call this transmission U. Then in this A call trans, so A call trans is your subroutine program. It is nothing but you have to start your program with TRANS. So the program starts with TRANS. In this, whatever data we need to move, that first data has to be available in S buffer. Therefore, the first line should be move move S buffer move S buffer A. So when you do so, here whatever you have in the accumulator, that will be moved on to your S buffer register, and again you need to check your interrupt flag. So when you check over here you could see the A trans. First the data is moved to you from accumulator to S buffer register. Then we are going to check the transmit interrupt flag. This transmit interrupt flag is checked to identify whether the data is transmitted or not. Once the data is transmitted, TI will be set. So after the data transmission, you need to clear your transmit interrupt flag. Why? Because we need to transmit one more data. That is continuously the data has to be transmitted. So every time you have to clear your transmit interrupt flag and you have to jump back to the loop. So when your return statement is seen by the assembler, when this return statement is executed, then automatically control will be transferred to the next instruction of your call instruction. So here the control will get transferred. So then again move A comma T. So first V letter has been displayed in your serial window screen. Then again T is moved on to your S buffer register. Likewise, whatever data is available, that will be moved on to your S buffer register. Then your transmitting interrupt flag is checked. When the transmitting interrupt flag is set, then automatically the data transmitted is completed, and you need to clear this transmit interrupt flag for furthermore data transmission. So these are all the steps that I have already shown in the form of a program. So in the next class, we'll see how to receive the data serially by means of RxD pin. So these are all the steps that we have seen over here. Next one, we can receive the data with baud rate of 4800. So with the baud rate of 4800, already we have seen this particular program, and this program I'll show when running. And this program is for receiving your data. Before the program, whatever we have seen, it is just transmitting your data. This is for receiving your program. For receiving the program, here we need to check your receiving interrupt flag. Instead of checking your transmitting flag, here we have to check your receiving interrupt flag. That is the major difference.